পৃষ্ঠা 29 continued. Rearrangement of sentences type. Choose the correct option on the basis of the sequence. 1. A. A girl came down the platform. B. She was selling baskets. D. C. The night train stopped at Deoli. D. Coming to the narrator's window, she stopped. The night train stopped at Deoli. A girl came down the platform. She was selling baskets. Coming to the narrator's window, she stopped. Number 2. A. The girl stopped by the narrator's window. B. Neither of them said anything. C. At first she pretended not to notice. D. She noticed that the narrator was looking at her intently. Answer. The girl stopped by the narrator's window. She noticed that the narrator was looking at her intently. At first she pretended not to notice. Neither of them said anything. 3. A. The narrator walked across the tea stall. B. The girl moved on and the narrator left his seat. C. She followed the narrator behind the tea stall. D. The narrator stood waiting on the platform. B. Answer. The girl moved on and the narrator left his seat. The narrator stood waiting on the platform. The narrator walked across the tea stall. She followed the narrator behind the tea stall. 4. A. Quote, No, I don't want a basket. Unquote. B. Quote, Do you want to buy a basket? Unquote. C. Quote, All right, give me one. Unquote. D. Quote, Are you sure you don't want a basket? Unquote. Answer. Do you want to buy a basket? No, I don't want a basket. Are you sure you don't want a basket? All right, give me one. Question 5. A. He gave her a rupee as the price for the basket. B. Her words were lost in the clanging of the bell. C. The narrator bought a basket from the girl. D. She was about to say something to the narrator. Answer. The narrator bought a basket from the girl. He gave her a rupee as the price for the basket. She was about to say something to the narrator. Her words were lost in the clanging of the bell. Question 6. The carriage shuddered and jolted forward. Question 6a. The carriage shuddered and jolted forward. B. The guard blew his whistle. C. What the girl said was lost in the clanging of the bell. D. The hissing of the engine was heard. Answer. The guard blew his whistle. What the girl said was lost in the clanging of the bell. The hissing of the engine was heard. The carriage shuddered and jolted forward. Question 7. A. The girl was looking at the narrator and smiling. B. The narrator had to run back to his compartment. C. The carriage shuddered and jolted forward. D. He watched the girl until the signal box came in the way. Answer. The narrator had to run back to his compartment. The carriage shuddered and jolted forward. The girl was looking at the narrator and smiling. He watched the girl until the signal box came in the way. পৃষ্ঠা 30. Question 8. A. He felt an unexpected thrill. B. He saw the girl walking up the platform. C. The narrator was looking out for her as the train drew into Deoli station. D. He sprang off the footboard and waved to her. Answer. The narrator was looking out for her as the train drew into Deoli station. He saw the girl walking up the platform. He felt an unexpected thrill. He sprang off the footboard and waved to her. Question 9. A. They said nothing for some time. B. She stopped selling baskets and came straight to the tea stall. C. They both were pleased to meet each other. D. The narrator saw the girl smiling. Answer. The narrator saw the girl smiling. They both were pleased to meet each other. She stopped selling baskets and came straight to the tea stall. They said nothing for some time. Question 10. A. The narrator was pleased that the girl remembered him. B. The narrator felt an unexpected thrill to see the basket seller walking up the platform. C. Seeing him, the girl came straight to the tea stall. D. Her dark eyes were suddenly filled with light. Answer. The narrator felt an unexpected thrill to see the basket seller walking up the platform. The narrator was pleased that the girl remembered him. Seeing him, the girl came straight to the tea stall. Her dark eyes were suddenly filled with light. Question 11. Quote, I will come again. Will you be here? Unquote. B. Quote, I do not have to go anywhere. Unquote. C. Quote, I have to go to Delhi. Unquote. D. The narrator caught the girl's hand and held it. Answer. The narrator caught the girl's hand and held it. I have to go to Delhi. I do not have to go anywhere. I will come again. Will you be here? Question 12. A. Quote, why? What happened to her? Unquote. B. Quote, yes, there was such a girl here. I remember quite well, but she has stopped coming now. Unquote. C. The narrator said to the owner of the tea stall, quote, do you know anything about the girl with the baskets? Unquote. D. Quote, how should I know? She was nothing to me. Unquote. Answer. The narrator said to the owner of the tea stall, do you know anything about the girl with the baskets? Yes, there was such a girl here. I remember quite well, but she has stopped coming now. Why? What happened to her? How should I know? She was nothing to me. Question 13. A. The narrator left for Dehra earlier than usual. B. He felt nervous and anxious as the train drew into Deoli. C. He was deeply disappointed. D. He could not find the girl anywhere on the platform. Answer. The narrator left for Dehra earlier than usual. He felt nervous and anxious as the train drew into Deoli. He could not find the girl anywhere on the platform. He was deeply disappointed. Question 14. A. He said to the station master, quote, do you know the girl who used to sell baskets here? Unquote. B. The narrator was overcome by a sense of foreboding as he could not see the girl anywhere. C. He ran to the station master. D. The station master knew nothing about the girl. Answer. The narrator was overcome by a sense of foreboding as he could not see the girl anywhere. He ran to the station master. He said to the station master, "Do you know the girl who used to sell baskets here?" The station master knew nothing about the girl. Question 15. He did not stay at grandmother's home for more than a couple of weeks. B. The college term being finished, the narrator left for Dehra earlier than usual. C. He thought his grandmother would be pleased at his eagerness to see her. D. His grandmother was not pleased with his visit after all. Answer. The college term being finished, the narrator left for Dehra earlier than usual. He thought his grandmother would be pleased at his eagerness to see her. He did not stay at grandmother's home for more than a couple of weeks. His grandmother was not pleased with his visit after all. Column matching type. Match column A with column B, selecting the correct answer option. Column A. Dehra, the narrator's grandmother's place. B. Delhi, the narrator's destination. C. Deoli, a small station. D. The Indian Tarai, heavy jungles. Question 2. Column A, column B. Column A. The new station master did not know anything about the girl. B. The previous station master was transferred to another post. C. The owner of the tea stall could remember the girl. D. The narrator's grandmother was not pleased with the narrator's early visit. Question 3. Column A. The girl's feet bare. B. The girl's clothes old. C. The girl's skin pale. D. The girl's hair shiny black. Prishtha 31. Question 4. Column A. The girl walking gracefully and with dignity. B. The night train halted at Deoli for 10 minutes. C. The narrator walked across to the tea stall. D. The owner of the tea stall serving tea. Question 5. Column A. The guard blew whistle. B. The bell clanged. C. The engine hissing sound. D. The carriage shuddered and jolted toward. Question 6. Column A. The platform slipped away. B. The girl looked at the narrator smiling. C. The narrator watched her up to the signal box. D. The jungle hid the station. Question 7. Column A. The girl, quote, "I don't have to go anywhere," unquote. B. The narrator, quote, "Do you know the girl who used to sell baskets here?" unquote. C. The station master, quote, "And you'd better get on the train if you don't want to be left behind," unquote. D. The owner of the tea stall, quote, "But she has stopped coming now," unquote. Assertion reasoning type. Choose the most appropriate alternatives as the reason of the assertion given in the questions. 1. Assertion A. The narrator felt sorry for the lonely little platform and the place Deoli. Reason: nobody wanted to visit Deoli. Both A and R are true. A for assertion and R for reason. Both assertion and reason are true. Question 2. Assertion A. Nobody got off the train. Nobody got off the train and nobody got in at Deoli. Reason R. There were never any coolies on the platform. A is true but R is false. Question 3. Assertion A. The jungle across the railway tracks would just be visible. Reason R. There was the faint light of the dawn. Answer. Both A and R are true. 4. Assertion A. Deoli would be left behind and forgotten. Reason R. Nothing ever happened there. Answer. A is true but R is false. 5. Assertion A. The narrator decided to spend a day at Deoli. Reason R. Deoli was a place of historical interest. A is true but R is false. Question 6. Assertion A. The narrator would leave the plains early in May. Reason R. He used to spend his summer vacation in Dehra. Both A and R are true. Question 7. Assertion A. At Deoli, a girl stepped into the compartment. Reason R. She was selling baskets. Answer. A is false but R is true. Prishta 32. Question 8. Assertion A. The owner of the tea stall was not found in his stall. Reason R. He was busy serving tea somewhere on the train. Answer. Both A and R are true. Question 9. Assertion A. The girl followed the narrator behind the tea stall. Reason R. The narrator asked the girl to follow him. Answer. A is true but R is false. Question 10. Assertion. The narrator gave the girl a rupee. Reason. He took a basket from the girl. Both A and R are true. 11. Assertion. The narrator touched the girl's fingers at the moment of paying for the basket. Reason R. The narrator hardly dared to touch her fingers. Answer. A is false but R is true. Question 12. Assertion A. The narrator couldn't hear the girl's words. Reason R. The girl's words were lost in the clanging of the bell. Both A and R are true. 13. Assertion A. The narrator had to run back to his compartment. Reason R. The girl went away in search of other customers. Answer. A is true but R is false. 14. Assertion A. The narrator watched the basket seller girl until the signal box came in the way. Reason R. The jungle beyond the signal box hid the station. Both A and R are true. 15. Assertion A. The jungle hid the lone station Deoli. Reason R. The narrator forgot all about the girl. A is true but R is false. Question 16. Assertion A. The narrator sat up awake for the rest of the journey. Reason R. He could not rid his mind of the picture of the girl's face and her dark eyes. Answer. Both A and R are true. 17. Assertion A. When the narrator reached Dehra after his first encounter with the girl, the incident became blurred and distant. Reason R. At Dehra, other things occupied the narrator's mind. Answer. Both A and R are true. 18. Assertion A. The narrator felt an unexpected thrill. Reason R. The narrator saw a wonderful sight. Answer. A is true but R is false. 19. Assertion A. As the train drew into the station, Deoli, the narrator felt an unexpected thrill. Reason R. He saw the basket seller girl walking up the platform. Both A and R are true. Answer. Both A and R are true. 20. Assertion A. Seeing the narrator, the girl smiled. Reason R. The girl expected to sell another basket to the narrator. Answer. A is true but R is false. 21. Assertion A. Seeing the narrator, the basket seller girl felt uneasy. Reason R. The girl was pleased that the narrator remembered her. Answer. A is false but R is true. Question 22. Assertion A. The narrator felt the impulse to put the girl on the train. Reason R. The narrator wanted to have talks with her so long the train would halt at Deoli. Answer. A is true but R is false. 23. Assertion A. The narrator and the girl said nothing for some time. Reason R. Silence was more eloquent than words. Answer. Both A and R are true. Prishtha 33. Question 24. Assertion A. The girl wanted to go to Delhi with the narrator. Reason R. The girl had nobody to look after her. Answer. Both A and R are false. 25. Assertion A. The narrator caught the girl's hand and held it. Reason R. The narrator wanted to give the basket seller some money. Answer. A is true but R is false. 26. Assertion A. The narrator loved the guard of the train. Reason R. The guard blew his whistle for the train to leave. Answer. A is false but R is true. 27. Assertion A. The narrator had to wrench his hand away from the girl. Reason R. He had to run for the moving train. Answer. Both A and R are true. Question 27. Assertion A. The narrator had to wrench his hand away from the girl. Reason R. He had to run for the moving train. Answer. Both A and R are true. Question 28. Assertion A. After the second meeting, the narrator forgot all about the basket seller. Reason R. The girl was with the narrator for the remainder of the journey and for long. Answer. A is false but R is true. 29. Assertion A. The narrator thought his grandmother would be pleased. Reason R. He left the Dehra earlier than usual. He left for Dehra earlier than usual. Answer. Both A and R are true. Question 30. Assertion A. After the college term being finished, the narrator left for Dehra earlier than usual. Reason R. The narrator wanted to please his friends in Dehra. Answer. A is true but R is false. 31. Assertion A. The narrator was filled with joy when the train drew into Deoli during his earlier than usual visit. Reason R. He was wondering what he should say to the girl and what he should do. Answer. A is false but R is true. Question 32. Assertion A. The narrator was nervous and anxious when the train drew into Deoli during his earlier than usual visit. Reason R. He was wondering whether he would meet the girl or not. Answer. A is true but R is false. 33. Assertion A. The narrator was steady when the train drew into Deoli during his earlier than usual visit. Reason R. He was confident that he would be able to convey his feelings to the girl. Answer. Both A and R are false. 34. Assertion A. The narrator was deeply disappointed as the train drew into Deoli during his earlier than usual visit. Reason R. He could not see the girl anywhere. Answer. Both A and R are true. Question 35. Assertion A. The narrator was overcome by a sense of foreboding as the train stopped at Deoli during his earlier than usual visit. Reason R. He found the girl lamenting at the platform. Answer. A is true, but R is false. 36. Assertion A. The narrator ran up to the station master. The narrator ran up to the station master as the train drew into Deoli during his earlier than usual visit. Reason R. He wanted to inquire about the girl who used to sell baskets there. Answer. Both A and R are true. 37. Assertion A. The narrator paced up and down. The narrator paced up and down the platform as the train halted at Deoli during his earlier than usual visit. Reason R. He was searching for scenic beauty around the station. Answer. A is true but R is false. Question 38. Assertion A. The narrator sat brooding in front of the window after the train left Deoli during his earlier than usual visit. Reason R. He could enjoy the scenic beauty of Delhi. Answer. A is true but R is false.